I want to spend a few minutes talking to you about my Holiday Ornament Workshop. I finished it up this afternoon and the post is on my blog. I'm going to show you where to find it and how to register. Now you can register until Wednesday, October 12th. So you have 2 weeks from today to get registered. This year I'm offering 2 different ornaments. Now, if any of you have been with me for very long, then you know that we do an annual ornament workshop each year. And this is the 11th ornament in the series. I kind of feel like I'm Hallmark. So I just want you to be aware of that. If you are local, you can attend the class. It's going to be Saturday, October 29th. 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time in person at the same venue where we had our air retreat. So, are you all ready to see the ornaments? I'm going to show those to you in person. I'm offering 2 different ones this year. Hi, Debbie. Welcome from Vermont. Good to have you. So our very first ornament is Santa Express, and you will receive the supplies to create the ornament as well as the box, the belly band, and all the embellishments that you see here, okay? So I'm going to pull this one out. Yes, you also get the gold cording. And this is our Santa Express ornament right here. Now you can order extra kits, and extra kits are $6 each. Everything is die cut for you. The only thing you have to do is the stamping. That's it. So these are really easy to assemble. You use your hot glue gun to do that. And if you take the online version, you'll have a video tutorial. Each year, I always include the label with the year on it. All right, so again, this is my 11th one. So this is number 11, and this one is called Santa Express. And I just dropped it. And you'll see the sweet little embellishments on it too. Now, you will get the acetate card box. Your strips will be cut for the belly band. You'll get 2.5 yards of this iridescent trim, and you'll also, you'll have the shape, but you'll have to do the stamping, okay? And you don't have to have the Santa Express stamp set, but if you do, then you can use these stamps that come with the Santa Express, okay? So I'm going to slide this back in, and again, if you purchase additional kits, you will need to tell me which kits you want. This is the Santa Express kit. All right, I'm going to slide that down so we can see part of it. All right, and I'll show you the picture again, and you can kind of pick out now the pictures that I took this afternoon. All right. So I am actually doing a second ornament. Some years I do that, some years I only do one. Last year I did 1 ornament because I had a daughter getting married, and I made 100 ornaments for the wedding. So it can happen, ladies. You really can make 100 ornaments, okay? All right, so now this one here is with the Boughs of Holly designer paper and stamp set, all right? So again, you'll receive the belly band, 2.5 yards of ribbon. You'll have the die cuts here. You can probably see this glitter cardstock right there. You'll receive that as well. And I'm going to open this one up and slide the ornament out. The ornament is probably at about 4.5 inches in diameter. So here's this one. Again, it's with the Boughs of Holly Suite, and I just stamped Christmas wishes there. This is the distressed gold. Now all these pieces are die cut for you. This was fussy cut from the designer paper, so you'll have to do that, all right? I'm so glad you like this one. And this one is the more elegant one, and Santa Express is more whimsical. Again, you've got your gold cording, and you've got your label on the back, and you can order kits for this, and it's $6 a kit. So I do have people who will purchase like a dozen kits so that they can make some for their family members. And I actually make these for my family every year, so every family gets one. These colors are gorgeous. It's the Boughs of Holly paper right here. So let me show you where you'll find it in your mini, all right? Just so that you know, this on page 24 and 25, this is the Boughs of Holly right here. And I took my idea from this piece right here. Thank you, Judy. I'm glad you like them. Thank you, Margaret. Good to have you all tonight. This is the Leaves of Holly stamp set and the dies. But remember, everything is die cut for you. So you don't have to do any of that. Now the next one is the Santa Express, and Santa Express is on pages 16 and 17. And this is the stamp set right here. Everything is die cut for you. And if you don't have the stamp set, you can use a different holiday greeting, all right? And we are using this paper. So with the kit, you get a half package of the Santa Express designer paper, 2.5 yards of the iridescent trim. Diane, I'll go over choices in just a second, so hang tight. Great question. Now let me scoot over to the Boughs of Holly. You'll get a half a package of this designer paper, 2.5 yards of the ribbon, all right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move over to my computer and show you where you can find all the information, all right? Okay, so I'm going to move this over here, make room for my computer. All right, so right now we're currently on my Facebook page, and we're going to head over to www.becreativestamping.com. So that's where we're headed. And you're going to notice today's blog post. It's all about the Holiday Ornament Workshop. And so again, it's the 11th year. It's going to be held at the Manor House at King's Charter, and it'll be on Saturday, October 29th from 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. So Becky has a great question. Becky says, how did you create the circle to the ornament? Well, Becky, many years ago, Stampin' Up! Sold a die by Sizzix, and it was called the Designer Rosette die. And that's the die that I use. It was on a big, thick, long platform, and I use it every year. All right, so you can take this in class or in person. And by the way, I know some of you are anxious to hear this. You get both ornaments in your class fee, so you don't even have to make a choice, all right? You get one of each. So this is the ornament kit and what it includes. And I did forget to mention, you also get a full package of festive pearls, all right? So right here under content, this is everything you need to make these ornaments. This is what's in your kit, all right? These are the adhesives that you'll need. Of course, you need a hot glue gun, glue stick, silicone mat. They are all strongly suggested for this project. Now, if you're taking the class online, you may want to have the Leaves of Holly stamp set, the Santa Express stamp set, Poppy Parade ink, Cherry Cobbler ink, and Shaded Spruce ink. All right, the inks are important, but if you don't have the stamp sets, then use some of your own Christmas greetings. All right, you decide what you want it to be. The class fee is $27.50. That does include both ornaments. It includes the boxes. It includes 2 half packages of designer paper, festive pearls, 5 yards of ribbon. So there's quite a bit of product in this class. Now the deadline to register and prepay is Wednesday, October 12th. The holiday class will ship Tuesday, November 1. So you've got a good month and a half to get your ornaments made. And the online tutorial will be available on Tuesday, November 1. Okay? Also in that tutorial, I teach you how to make an ornament without the die. Okay. Of course, you can purchase additional kits. That is always a big request. And so each kit is $6. It will include everything you need to make that ornament. It does include the box, the ribbon, everything you need. And I see a mistake right here. It says 2021 ornament label. You're actually going to receive the 2022 ornament label, okay, to go on the back. Let's see. And I see some other things that I need to correct. I worked on this all afternoon, and I really should have proofread it more. Okay, so here's the bottom line if you're interested in taking the class. It says click the email Tammy button. And so you'll go up here and you see this right here. You'll click email Tammy. All right. So that's what you have to click. And then you're going to tell me, are you taking it in person or online? And let me know if you want additional kits. Now, if you want additional kits, then what you'll say is, I'd like 3 extra Santa Express kits. Or you might say, I'd like 4 of the Boughs of Holly kit. All right? So just let me know how many extra kits you need and which extra kits. All right? And if you're online, then I'm going to send you an invoice. It's going to have your class fee, the additional kits, and priority mail shipping. Priority mail shipping is going to run you about $8.50. Okay. This is the Cheerful Basket. And for those of you that are part of my Hostess Club, we made this card at Hostess Club this month. So we're going to start with this one, but I'm going to start in the annual catalog first, and we're on page 35. And on 35, you're going to notice that not only is it a stamp set, but it also has coordinating dies, and you can bundle and save 10%. Now here's the stamp set right here. By the way, this stamp set was featured on one of the pillow gifts this past weekend. So if you're an online customer and you got the retreat box, you may or may not have seen this, but it's a fun one. So everything that's highlighted in white can be cut out with a die, the butterfly as well. You've got 3 sentiments, and you've got 4 items that will fit in that basket if we include the cat. You're going to have to get it, Tina. It's a darling bundle. Next week, I promise you at least 2 cards with it, okay? So we're going to work on this bundle again next week. So let's look at the stamp set now. Here it is right here. And when you open it up, there are some extra die pieces. Now, I don't have them all cut out yet, but I'll have it done for you by next Wednesday, okay? Oh, good, Gail. I'm so glad you got this bundle. There's some greenery that you can cut out. Terry wants to know when I'm starting an online Hostess Club. I don't know, Terry. You keep asking me, so I keep thinking about it. Maybe first of the year, right? I'll keep thinking about it. Thank you. There is a handle that you can cut out for the basket. You get 4 little hearts, 2 apples. Now, these are important because These are the apples we're using tonight in the card. So you get 2 of these little apples that you can die cut. Here are leaves. You get 3 different size leaves. Now these are the medium leaves, and you'll get 4 of these that you can cut at one time. And then you get 2 little leaves. Hang on, see if I can move that. There's 2 little leaves right there, so 2 at a time. When I do Hostess Club Terry, we do 2 cards, but sometimes they're pretty complicated because we get into a lot of techniques and stuff. So, all right. And then this is the large leaves right here, and you get 2 on 1 die. Now this piece, and you're going to see this up close tonight, this will cut the outline of a basket, and then this can go on top. Okay, and you're going to see me do that tonight, so you'll understand this die a lot better. Then you get your little picnic blanket, which I just love. I think this is the cutest piece. And this piece right here, we're actually going to use tonight, and I'll show you how to use it. You actually get 3 separate pieces when you use this die to cut things out. All right, and you know what, I think we're going to start with this piece because it's the only piece that we have to cut tonight. And what I want to do is we're going to be using soft suede and craft cardstock. This comes 6 by 6 inches, and it's 20 sheets for $6, so you can't beat the craft cardstock. And I need some of each, so let's do that first, and then I'll show you how to build your card. I'm going to zoom all the way out. Move that out of the way there. Of course, I'm going to be shaking the camera here. All right. And I just noticed that I did not bring one of my cutting plates over here. So let me run get the other cutting plate. So this is one of my older cutting plates. So it's not very pretty, but it is flat. So I want you to see this die piece right here. It's a pretty cool piece. How many of you have this bundle, and how many of you have used it? All right, I'm gonna switch ends here, and I'm gonna pop this piece out, okay? So this is what happens with this die. It cuts out 3 separate pieces, okay? And that is for the basket, like the weave on a basket. I also want it in this craft color, and so I'm gonna cut it again. All right. Sorry about the shaking. All right, so again, you get these 3 pieces. And then if I turn my paper this way, I can get another set of those, all right? So let me put this die back before I lose it. And I believe everything is already cut out for us tonight. Okay, all right, so let's get the card back over here, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna build this basket, all right? Oh, okay, Debbie, let's see, Debbie, this is from Stampin Storage, and I think you can purchase different quantities. Gosh, I can't even think of the name of this right now. Stamp set with magnet sheet, I guess. But it's Stampin Storage. And if you send me a Facebook message, I'll provide the link for you. All right, so you can go look at it, okay? Oh, cute. That's what I was thinking, Anita, that you could put the kittens inside the basket. Wouldn't that be cute? All right. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Doris. Glad y'all are joining us. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do with the basket is whoops, way too much glue. Did not need that much glue. I'm talking and I'm not paying attention. All right. Let's see, let me zoom in a little bit more. Peggy, I know you're gonna love this set because you actually live in the Shenandoah Valley, and it's a great place to pick apples. So you're gonna love this. Now remember, I put way too much glue right there. All right, sorry about that. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more. I want you to see what the basket looks like. You actually get this detail with the die. Isn't that cool? Now the second thing we're going to do is we're going to put one of the weaves on our basket, and I think it's this one. All right, so we're just going to add that little layer there and make it look like a real basket. Maybe I'll cover up some of that glue that I just put everywhere. All right. And this just goes right across here. Where's my take your pick tool? I might slide that down a little bit. There we go. And we'll give that a few seconds to dry. Now, I could take this piece and put right here, okay? Because here I'm assembling my basket, right? So that's the bottom piece there. So we'll go ahead and we'll get our bottom piece on. And then we're gonna do something different to the middle. Do you all know what color that is? All right. And this one's going to go right here. And save all your pieces, by the way, even if you don't use them on the basket, save them because you might use them on the very next basket. That's what I've been doing. I've been putting them in a little plastic bag. This is the craft cardstock right here, all right? There we go. And I put that across the middle because it just I think it really helps the basket to pop. What do you think? I certainly could have used soft suede there if I wanted. But isn't that basket just darling? I knew you were gonna like it, Peggy. I knew you would love it since you're in apple picking country. All right, so that's the basket. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take this basic white scalloped rectangle. And as many of you know, where are those dies? I use these constantly. This is the Scalloped Contours dies. And y'all know that I use these all the time. All right. So that's a big one for me. We're gonna stamp the sentiment, "You fill my day with happiness." And by the way, someone is gonna take this card home tonight. I hope it's Peggy, since she's from Apple Country. So, oh, how does it look when weaved? You know what, Louise? I have not tried weaving it yet, but I should. And I think it would be super cool weaved, and I haven't even done it. Now, when creating this card, let me zoom out just a little bit. When creating this card, you want to be sure to get your sentiment toward the top of the paper, all right? Hopefully this is straight. All right, so again, you want that close to the top because we need room for the basket and the apples here, all right? Let me close this ink. All right, So we're going to set this aside and we're going to build our card base. This is our card base right here, and it's in Granny Apple Green. And then we have an embossed layer right here, and this is with the gingham embossing folder. And once it's embossed, it looks like this. Now, a lot of my customers will ask, which side is the front? I don't think it has a front. It's really whatever side you prefer. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to actually pop this up. Oh, you know what? Let me give you measurements for this layer. This is 4 inches by 5¼ inches. All right, so that's your measurement. And now we're going to add, some dimensionals to that. We'll put 1 in each corner. All right. I'm just peeling the paper off the dimensionals now. And we're just going to center this right on the card base. Okay. Now we're ready to add our scalloped rectangle. Right here. And we're going to center that. All right. Now we're going to add our basket. So we want to make sure that it's low enough that we have room for all of those apples. And we're going to pop this up as well. Why not, right? And we'll put this about right here. Okay, so that's all done. And let's go ahead and let's look at the sample again. We have 3 apples in the background. We have Real Red. It might even be Poppy Parade, I can't remember. Granny Apple Green and Daffodil Delight, all right? So let's go ahead. You know what? It is Poppy Parade. Poppy Parade apples. You need a total of 3 of these when creating this card. So I'm just going to go ahead and get out the 3 apples, okay? Me too. Arlene, I have dimensional paper all over my floor. And I need a Zumba or something to clean it up for me. All right, it looks like we need 2 Granny Apple Green apples. By the way, these apples are stinking adorable. And remember, you can cut 2 at one time. All right. When we made this card this month in Hostess Club, I was getting ready for Hostess Club the same time we were cutting for retreat, and we had so much to cut. And so Mary Kay, who did the majority of all the cutting, she cut all these apples for me. All right, so 3 ladies, we need 3 Daffodil Delight apples, okay? All right, so the first thing we'll do is we're going to put one of the Poppy Parade apples right along here. I'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit more. All right, and I just put a little Tombow glue there, and then I'm just gonna set the apple about right there, okay? They don't have to be straight. Then I'm going to take another little dab of glue, and we'll put a granny apple green right there, okay? You could, Nancy, that's an excellent idea. Nancy said you could use the apples with one of the tree stamps and dies. Absolutely. Awesome thought. Now we're ready for a Daffodil Delight apple, and I'm going to turn that one kind of on its side, okay? So the next thing we need are 3 soft suede leaves, all right? Hang on one second. I'm going to open this up here, and I'm going to get out my brown leaves, and I need just a tiny, tiny piece of glue. Oh my, here's my take your pick tool. I'm like, oh no, I forgot it. All right. And I'm going to put that about right there. All right. And let's see. We're going to do this again and again. And now let's see. Oh, we don't need apples. We need the leaves, right? All right. And I'll put that one right there. And one more brown leaf. And I'll put that one right there, okay? So now we're going to be using some dimensionals, and my mini dimensionals just fell on the floor. So I'm going to cut my dimensionals in half, and I am going to take a Daffodil Delight. Let's put that on the back. Use minis if you have them. I know the apples are precious. All right. And now we have an apple right there. And let's get a Poppy Parade. Again, if you have mini, go for the mini. I'll put one right there. And now we need a granny apple. Elizabeth said, guess what's on the next order? I love it. These apples are precious, but I promise you next week we'll be stamping with this set, okay? So you won't miss out on any of those other stamps that are in the set. All right, so now that's our apples, and we're gonna add a brown leaf, and I just alternated these. They could all be green leaves if you wanted them to be. It's up to you. I just alternated between the brown and the green leaves. All right, so there's that one. I know, how cute is this, right? And the take your pick tool is awesome with this. All right, let's get some green leaves. Yep, and these are the itty bitties. All right, and we're gonna do the same thing again. Now you could also use an adhesive sheet, and you all know that I love adhesive sheets. But I had like a gazillion of these to do, and so that's why they didn't end up on adhesive. All right, and that Tombow glue should, you can see it now, but it'll lighten up and it really should be fine. Okay, are you ready for the picnic blanket? Let's get that out. That's what I'm calling it anyway. Look at this precious little piece. This is Sweet Sorbet designer paper. And I'm just gonna put a little Tombow glue there. And just add this right along here. Now, you could also add it on this side going over, but we're putting it on this side, okay? But you could also put it on that side. It works. All right, now we're going to work on the bottom. All right, Gail, are you planning on making any of these cards? I know you just got the bundle. All right, we're going to use a glue dot for this one, okay? This is the larger leaf, 2 of these. By the way, the inspiration for this apple basket came out of the annual catalog, just in case you didn't know that. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a leaf about right there. I am using glue dots, by the way, just to add the leaf, and then I'm going to put one about right there. Okay? Then the next thing I'm going to use, and I'm going to glue this time, we're going to glue the Daffodil Delight apple here. Okay, just like that. And then we'll put some Tombow glue here. This is kind of like building a puzzle, isn't it? And this is where we're gonna add the Poppy Parade apple. Okay, I'll give them just a few seconds to dry. Someone's going home with this card tonight. Gail says she's looking forward to doing this, and I think I'll eat apple slices with a small bit of peanut butter while I make them. That sounds amazing, Gail. I would love to have some of that. Sounds delicious. All right, so we're going to add some stems, and this time I decided to add 1 green stem and 1 soft suede. And that's a little too much glue. I tell you, my glue is just, I'm squeezing too hard, I guess, on the tube. All right, that's going to clear up even though you see it white, okay? All right, now let's get a brown leaf. And we'll put that one about there. All right. So that will dry up.